West Radio. Tom and I now are being joined by Alexandra Walsh, best-selling author from Milford Haven, joining us here on The Breakfast Show this morning to talk about a brand new book, Daughter of the Stones. Welcome, Alex. But this isn't your first book, is it?
No, this is book number 10. I'm quite excited to have hit double figures because that's quite a milestone. So yeah, it seems a bit odd when I look at them all on the shelf and see my name on that many books, but it's exciting.
That's so cool. Do they all kind of follow a similar theme, would you say?
They're all dual timeline. They all have a historical element and a present day element, and the two are linked somehow. There's a lot that are Tudor. I've done quite a lot in the Tudor period. There's 3 that are Victorian, but this is the first one that delves into the Iron Age, but it was great fun to write.
That's so cool. So give us an overview then of Daughter of the Stones. What's it about and how can people relate to it?
The easiest way to describe it is it's a new version of King Lear, which I don't want that to put people off because it's a lot more fun than the Shakespeare King Lear, but it's written from the female perspective and from the perspective of Cordelia, who is the youngest daughter of King Lear. And it links into the present day with a character called Caitlin King, who is the youngest of 3 sisters with her father, Larry. And the 2 women slowly meet through various dreams and different events. Cordelia in the Iron Age is a priestess and a shaman to the village, as well as the daughter of King Lear. And Caitlin begins to dream about Cordelia. And between the 2 of them, they both manage to heal their families.
Oh, wow. So there's like a genuine connection between the 2 and through the different timelines as well?
Yes, there's a genuine connection. They have similar things happening to them. At one point, there's one of the things I can kind of give away is I describe various tattoos that Caitlin had done, but gradually silver lines begin to appear on her skin. And Cordelia has the same thing. And this is their link. And as they begin to heal their families, the silver lines begin to vanish until eventually they're both gone. They're gone from both of them. So there's lots of links. But in the present day section, just to assure readers that it's not all serious, the 3 sisters are forced by their father, Larry, to take part in his amateur dramatic spectacular King Lear the musical in order to try and mend the family rift. I had a lot of fun with King Lear the musical. They have they do a lot of sort of big show numbers, and at one point they conga off stage to Papa Loves Mumbo, and then they conga back on the other side and carry on with another scene. It's there's a lot of silliness to lighten the tension because there's a lot of seriousness in there as well, and you just need a bit of light and shade.
So we've got a bit of a comedy side to this as well, and a fun element to the book.
Yes, because when you say to people it's a rewriting of King Lear, a lot of them just glaze over immediately and go, "Oh my God, no!" But it's not that. It's really a story about sisters, about healing families, about love. There's a love story that runs through both sides. So there's a huge amount in there. And there is also a third element, but to go into that would be far too complicated. But there's another part that joins it all together as well, which is again featuring 3 sisters.
You've got to pick the book up and find out for yourself, haven't you?
There's quite a lot in there. It was quite complicated to write. It was a bit like a jigsaw puzzle.
Well, you've got the book there in your hand, haven't you? Put it up to the camera there for those that are watching us on social media. Wonderful illustration on the front there. Who's responsible for that?
That's my lovely publishers, Boldwood Books. They are the ones responsible for the covers. So this is published by Boldwood Books on the 23rd of October. If you all want to rush out and buy it. It'll be on audiobook as well.
Oh, fun.
And audiobooks, just because this is quite an interesting thing as well, are all recorded by Emma Gregory, who is one of my oldest friends. We met when we did our drama A-level together when we were 16.
Oh, wow.
And she then went on to have a fantastic career with the Royal Shakespeare Company and in the West End. And more recently is very well known for a game called Baldur's Gate, where she's one of the characters in that. And she does a lot of audiobooks as well, and she's done all of mine. So that will be out next Thursday as well.
Baldur's Gate's massive.
Yeah. Yeah, she's one of the main characters in that.
I'm glad you brought in gaming, actually, because you were talking there about the split timelines. There's a new game out. Stuart on the gaming show with Mags Optics will love this. Split Fiction, where you've got people in like olden times and very modern futuristic times, but the timelines are linked. And so you've got to do the game together, and people can see different things on their side of the screen. And that's what that's giving me vibes of for those that...
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So where did your want to write about split timelines come from? Because I imagine it's hard enough just writing a book, let alone one that's running through 2 different timelines.
It wasn't intentional. The first 4 books I wrote were a series called the Marquis House books, and they're all set in St Ishmael's. They're all set down here in Pembrokeshire, but they are about a secret hidden in history and how history had been rewritten, and how there's a secret government department who are tasked with keeping the official version of history, but actually there's a great deal more happened, and it didn't happen as we thought, and it had been hidden. And Perdita and Piper, who are the twin sisters who are the main characters, discover that they are linked directly to this secret, and gradually things unravel. And when I wrote the first draft, I tried to keep it in present day, but they were practically giving history lectures to explain the difference. And I thought, no, the only way I can do this is to cut to the historical side. And so unintentionally, I wrote a dual timeline book, and then obviously had to finish the series. So I wrote 3 more. And then that was sort of what I'd become known for dual timelines. So my publisher then said, could you do another one? So I'm like, oh, okay. So suddenly I was in this dual timeline thing. But it is interesting to do, because it's good to have the 2 stories running parallel. And I love history. History is one of my most favorite things. So to be able to sit and spend all day researching and then write another story around it is great fun. So so that's how I ended up with dual timeline, unintentionally, but nevertheless I do love it.
I love that. Gina?
Well, I'm intrigued by this. I've got to confess, I am not a big reader, especially since having children, and I find I just can't focus. But this book does sound incredible. All your books sound incredible. And another incredible number is you've sold over 200,000 copies worldwide.
Yes, thank you. And I've had one particular book has been translated into Slovakian as well, which was quite odd to receive that. Because my surname was different. It was Walshover as opposed to Walsh, which was quite strange to see. But they've been quite successful, and they're not the most recent figures. So I haven't had the House of Echoes, which was the book that came out in January, added to that yet. So there's I'm doing okay. It's getting there slowly.
a book out in January. Yeah. We've got this book coming out next week. And just before we went live, you were like, oh, well, I've also had to get my next one ready.
Yes.
Gosh.
Wow. It's because it's just the way it worked with the publishing. House of Echoes was delayed. And so that was supposed to come out a few months earlier, but for various reasons, it got pushed back a bit. So it looks as though I've had loads and loads and loads in one go, but there was quite a big gap between The Secrets of Cresswell Hall and The House of Echoes. But they're all coming together now. But yes, I did deliver the next one last week, and I've just got the edits back for that. So I'll be going home to work on that one.
That's incredible. But I suppose as a writer as well, you've got to write when you've got that, when you're on a roll, really.
Yes, you do have to do that. But I was a journalist for 35 years. And so I also know that you just have to sit in front of a keyboard and get words on a page. And you've got deadlines, and there's always a deadline looming somewhere. So yeah, you have some days where literally you can't stop writing because the inspiration comes. And then other days where you write 3 sentences and then sit there with your head on the desk going, I don't want to do this anymore. But then, it all works out in the end. So, but the books are all about 90 to 100,000 words long. So you do just have to keep plodding on, and the next sentence and the next sentence and the next sentence until eventually you get there.
Yeah. Has that process ever led you to be like, right, this is my book, here's the idea, here's the beginning, middle, and end, and then you start writing and you think, actually, that's not the middle and that's not the end? How many times have you completely diverted off course?
Probably all of them. This one, not this one, the one I've just finished. Which, can I give the title of that one?
Yeah.
Because it has just gone up on Amazon. It's called The Boleyn Curse.
Oh, another historical.
Tudor this time, yeah. And that one I did plot really, really closely. And after about 2 weeks of writing it, I looked at what I'd plotted and went, oh yeah. Well, it was a fun exercise, wasn't it? While I did it, but no, we've sort of gone away from that now.
I love that. It was a nice idea.
Yeah, it was a nice idea. It gave me some thought.
So you can pre-order that one already.
Yes, you can pre-order that one. That one up on pre-order a couple of days ago.
Yeah. This one is coming out.
This one's coming out on Thursday.
How do you want the readers to feel once they finish it? What's the thing that they're going to maybe learn or take into their own everyday life?
From this one, I think how important the relationships are in our lives that we often take for granted, like the friendships and family members, and understanding people around you, and sometimes giving people a bit of slack because you don't always know what's going on in the background. And that's one of the key things that comes through in the present day side. The three sisters have all fallen apart. The relationship that was very close when they were young fell apart when their mother died 2 years previously. But they have no idea what's going on in each other's lives and why they're all behaving in the way they are until finally they all begin talking. So I think the thing to take away is just be aware of other people as well as yourself, and know that they've got things going on too. But this one, when my agent read it the first time, Daughter of the Stones, she did actually say to me, she said, of all your books, this is the most intense, and this is the one that stayed with me the longest afterwards. She said, I keep going back and thinking about it. So I take that as a huge compliment coming from her.
I love that. A reason for us to open our eyes to the family members, the people around us. We're all living these intricate, wonderful lives, but that comes with pros and cons, and we need to increase our understanding sometimes.
Yeah, I think we do.
So remind us then, what is the name of the book? Where can we pick it up? And if we want to find out more about your other books, where can we find more about you?
You can find more about me online. I have got a website, although it does sadly need some updating, but I do blog on there fairly regularly. I've also on a Substack under my name, and I'm on Twitter and Instagram as Purple Mermaid 25. And the book is Daughter of the Stones, and it's out next week, the 23rd of October, and it's available on Amazon, on the Apple one, Kobo, Apple Books, Kobo, and you can order it from Waterstones. You can order it from most bookshops as well.
And if they bump into you in Milford Haven, St Ishmael's, you can say, may I have a copy?
Well, I'd like to be able to say, yes, I could dish them out, but I don't get sent very many copies. It's this real belief that we've all got boxes and boxes of our books everywhere at home. I was only sent 4 copies.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
We'll keep them pride of place on the shelf. First edition of Daughter and the Stones. It's coming out next Thursday. Get your hands on them. Pre-order them at any good bookshop and find them online, and even an audio recording as well, which is fantastic. It's Feel Good Friday. I'm going to leave the hardest question to Gina.
Yes, well, we always like to ask our wonderful guests if you would like a song played here on the radio this morning. So any ideas what song you might like?
Well, one of my favourite songs is There She Goes by the Lars.
Yes.
Could we play that?
Yes,
please?
We can. There she goes. It's gone into the log, all ready to go. Alexandra Walsh, author of Daughter and the Stones, thank you so much for joining us here on The Breakfast Show on Feel Good Friday with SM Bespoke Care, and all the best with this book launch and the edits for the next one.
Thank you very much.
The Lars, There She Goes, coming up next for you here on Pure West Radio.
Feel Good Friday with SM Bespoke Care.